Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Graybeard Garage. My name is Matt, and here we are out in Chicken Run again. And today we're going to be working on finishing up the improvements that we made last weekend. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this side, and then we'll get our hardware cloth on there. And hopefully this run will be a lot more secure and keep out some of the rodents. This will be replaced eventually with hardware cloth like everything else. So come along for the journey. Here we go. So we had to pull the old fence off. Now it's open, the coop's wide open. So we bent it around, kind of made a temporary stop point for them. And let me tell you, herding chickens is like herding cats, I would imagine. So anyway, they're blocked off for the time being, so they're kind of not underfoot. And we're going to go ahead and get this pole in here. We'll put a piece across here, and then we'll put our hard cloth here, and then we'll work on getting this section done. So we have our first pull in. I dug it down in a little bit, but I actually fastened it to the existing fence post here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a metal self-tapping screw, and there's like 3 of them in here. So then we'll come across here and we'll put our hardware cloth in there and work our way back that way. And these are the screws that we used. So if that helps, there you go. So as you can see, we have this board in, which we talked about previously, screwed in with self-tapping screws. We have that board in 18 inches, and we've got our top beam in, and then we have this down, and that's 36 inches apart, which is the right width of our, actually it's 36 inches centered, which is the width of our hardware cloth. And then we'll put another one down across there. And but first we'll dig out a trench for the hardware cloth that's going to go subsurface there. So now we're out here, and we're going to run a board from here to there so that we can box everything in. And then we should be pretty close to hardware cloth and digging holes. Okay, so now we have our trench dug. Goes down the full length of that side and around the front. We're gonna go ahead and put our bottom board on, and then we'll put our first piece of hardware cloth in below grade. Okay, so you can see we started our first layer that goes underneath. I got a few, maybe 2 feet down there at the end I got to finish up, and then we can knock out these sections here. And let me tell you, walking in these trenches, it ain't easy. Well, nighttime has come about, and we've got our trench backfilled. I've got these 2 36-inch panels to cut and put up, and that will take care of the run. It's going on 7 o'clock, but I think I'm going to try and get this finished tonight, because I don't think it's going to take too long. Famous last words. I don't think it'll take too long. So we'll I think we're going to try and get that done. But anyway, that's what it looks like, guys. So all nicely backfilled. Got hardware cloth below ground, and fill these 2 panels in, and that's what we're going to work on next. Okay guys, so here we've got our bottom layer in. We just finished with our top layer. That's one continuous piece that goes all the way around. We have a little extra here that I'll go ahead and cut off, and I'll use the cutoffs to finish this and to finish that down there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done now. And then they'll be nicely secure, at least from the wall sides. And then eventually, like I said, we're going to replace this stuff. All right, so now we're going to move on, get that done. Okay, guys, so it's probably around 8:30 or so. And we now have that done. We've got this finished across, and we got that all done, buried. So that takes care of the new walls. So all these walls are done. The walls back on that side are all done. You saw that before. We hung up their little mirror, what they like to play with. And tomorrow we're gonna come out and we're gonna run our little beams across the top. And then we may even do hard cloth on this new section on the top, because eventually we want to get rid of all this netting and go strictly to hard cloth. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for tonight. We'll pick this thing up in the morning. So, guys, we're back here in the coop again. It is Sunday afternoon, and I just wanted to show you in the light. This side is done. Looks great, turned out nice. We got everything blocked in here real well, trying to keep pests out. And we've got about 12 inches in the ground. And today we're going to work on putting our beams across here. So that's what we're going to get on to now. And just to show you, we're doing the same thing. We got our little hangers here, and then we'll just do a corresponding one on that side for each one. We're going to go ahead and get those installed, and that's where we're heading. Okay, guys, so we got our first one in the new section here, or the old section that we're redoing in. And so now we'll just measure off here. That should be 36 inches centered. And then I'm gonna just take a measurement off of that to 36. And we should be pretty square. I'll show you what I did here. Just because we didn't have this marked, and I couldn't really go off of that mark to establish, you know, if we were running true or not. So I actually just took a square here, and you can see there's a little gap between it, but that's from the hanger. But before, it was sitting flush in the square, so I knew we were looking good. So that should be all true. So we'll just measure 36.5 off of here, and that should line us up on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and get that measured out and get our next one set. All right, so here we go. So just to show you, when I made sure that was square at this end, it was perfect. Measured out the 36 on center here. Everything lined up perfect, and I'll show you again. So this sits in there perfect. So we know everything's lined up correctly. And again, we know where our 36-inch mark is there. We'll just establish it here, and then we'll hang that one up. But there's two. So this is pretty simple. We're gonna go ahead and get these in, and then we'll readjust the netting here, and we'll show you all that as well. All right, so we have our first three in, 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna go here. Now, as you can see, there's not 36 inches from here to here. So what we'll do is we'll go from this side over 36, and then we'll measure our length here, cut it to length, and then we'll use our square, and we'll just use that to square it up and make sure that it's the right distance. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get that measured, the length cut, and then we'll be back. All right, guys, so you can see now we have all our beams across, and they're set up for 36 inches on center, because this hardware cloth is 36 inches wide, and we're eventually going to replace this netting up here with the hardware cloth. So, however, we're not doing that today, because quite frankly, I'm just out of energy. But we will get this net secured down a little better, and then we'll take it off of the fascia up there, and we'll lower it down. So that's what we're gonna do next, and we'll show you what that looks like when it's done. Okay, guys, so we got our netting nice and stretched out, and I also built a couple real quick perches here that they seem to be approving of so far. You guys like that? Do you approve? All right. Hey guys, thanks for checking us out today. I hope you enjoyed this. Another little simple project to do inside of our chicken run. Again, like I said, eventually we're going to get rid of the netting here, and we're going to put the hard cloth all across the top, and hopefully that will completely keep out any rodents. At least that's the hope anyway, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, guys, if this is the kind of content you like to see, please let us know by hitting that like button. Also, if you think this is something that somebody might find interesting, please feel free to share that with them. And as always, guys, if you have subscribed, we thank you for that. It really does help the channel out a lot. And if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, because we're always doing something interesting here. And that way you're notified immediately when we upload a new video. So again, guys, thanks for checking us out at Graybeard Garage. And my name is Matt. And remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. We'll see you next time here on Graybeard Garage.